We have been in the business of applying data science, building artificial intelligence from the data that we're swimming in. But over the last few years, the biggest discovery that we have chanced upon is the fact that bias exists in the data in unimaginable ways. And if we are not careful, the artificial intelligence that we will create will incorporate all the inequities and disparities. And the bias arise from, for example, the technology that we use in hospitals and clinics. The one that has been in the headlines over the past few years is the pulse oximetry. Pulse oximetry is a medical device that estimates the amount of oxygen in the bloodstream. The gold label is taking a sample of the blood and sending that to the laboratory. That, of course, is not practical to have that done every 5 minutes for patients who are very sick. So in the intensive care unit, in the operating rooms, we have pulse oximetry providing information of how much oxygen they have. And over the last few years, we have become more aware that this technology does not work well for people of color. It overestimates the amount of oxygen in their bloodstream. And we have a publication from last year that demonstrated that we have been undertreating individuals of color because the nurses and the doctors have been falsely assured that their patients have adequate oxygenation. And we think that we have harmed, if not killed, a lot of individuals in the past, especially during COVID, as a result of a technology that is not designed with an inclusive study sample. This applies to every health product that we have. This applies to medications. This applies to algorithms that we're creating now out of artificial intelligence. If we are not careful, the artificial intelligence that we will be applying to our patients might be optimized primarily on white male individuals. We are worried about wearable sensors. We are worried that they may not be accurate in someone who's overweight, who is Hispanic, and what would be the impact of that? Now, especially now that we're relying on wearable sensors for clinical care, we're relying on it for clinical trials. What would be the impact of having this data where one number may mean different, whether you're black or white, whether you're binary or non-binary, when we start building prediction models or optimization models? We don't have an answer to that. Everyone is so excited about ChatGPT and these language models, not realizing that they could be laced with so much bias that there is a danger that we will be propagating whatever disparities that we're seeing now. This is true not just for healthcare, this is true for education, this is true for transportation. So every aspect of our lives are currently being infiltrated by artificial intelligence. For example, companies are hiring software to filter through job application. There is an artificial intelligence product that would allow them to predict what would be the job performance of a particular job applicant to see how fit they are for a specific position. And since the algorithms are proprietary, no one has really inspected them for errors and bias. It may sound like a horoscope or even tarot card reading, but this type of artificial intelligence is really deciding the fate of millions of job applicants every year. And we need to be more aware, we need to be more proactive in terms of making sure that they are not just perpetuating the status quo where privilege is primarily generated from privilege.